All right, today we're just going to do a little quick lesson on how to graph linear equations by using substitution and finding ordered pairs. Okay? An ordered pair is simply a pair of coordinates consisting of an x value and a y value, which are then graphed on the x and the y axis, respectively. Let's use this sample problem up top to teach this. Okay, when you're given an equation, you're told to come up with some ordered pairs and graph it. The first thing you need to do is substitute. In other words, just give x a value and put it in x's place. For example, I'm going to choose 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. So my ordered pair is the number I picked and the answer I got. Okay, so this is what you picked and this is your answer, if you want to think of it that way. It's also x and y. You start at the origin. That is called the origin. That's where the x and y axis cross, the intersection. Okay, start at the origin and you go along the x-axis. In this case, you don't. And then you go along the y-axis up to, because it's a positive number. Nice. Now we're going to pick another number to substitute. How about 1? 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So the number I picked, 1, and the answer I got, 4. Just to remind you, you pick a number, substitute it, and you get an answer. That's your x and your y values. So I'm going to go back to the origin. I'm going to go over 1, right 1, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do one more. It's a good idea to have 3 ordered pairs. 3 is the minimum you need to know if you have a straight line, if you did the problem correctly. I'm going to do 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. And you get the idea, right? You pick a number. It does not matter what number you pick. And the answer you get. Third and final time. That's the pick. That's the answer. Okay? Go back to the right, the origin. Then, in this case, since we have 2, positive 2, we're going right. And we have positive 6, so we're going up. 2, 4, 6. Put a dot there. Get out your handy dandy straight edge. Put the little arrows on each end to indicate that it goes forever in both directions. And there's your line for y equals 2x plus 2. That's how you find ordered pairs. Now you might have noticed over here, even though you can pick any number you want, it makes sense to do these things. Here's a couple of strategies for you. And we'll do a couple more examples and we'll be done. Strategies for picking x. Pick 0. And pick small numbers. Those are my strategies. Okay? The reason why you want to pick 0 is because anything what you have over here, even if it's a fraction or a decimal, multiplied by 0 gives you a 0. It just makes the problem easier. Okay? I always want to make the problem as easy as possible. Okay? I'll get the same line as someone that makes this a much more complicated problem by choosing big numbers. Okay? And I'll get done first, and then I can go on and do other things. And also pick small numbers, right? I picked a 0, I picked a 1, and I picked a 2. There's no reason to do anything else. Okay? We're just trying to make a line. So anyway, let's do an example here. And we can get out of here. How about that? Let's do y equals negative 3x plus 2. Okay? First thing, I'm going to use my strategy of picking 0. Whatever you pick goes in place of X. You're showing all the steps of your work not because you have a mean teacher that wants you to show all your work, but because in case you make a mistake, you have somewhere to look and figure it out. Okay, there's my first ordered pair. Now I'm going to use a little number. -3 one time is -3. 1 is always a good number because the answer is always whatever you multiply it by. So it makes sense to use that. 3 negatives, 2 positives. That's a 0. The answer is -1. So my ordered pair is the number I picked and the answer I got. And let's do one more. I'm going to multiply by -1 because same sign, positive answer. And my third ordered pair is what I picked and what I got. Picked and got. Remember that when you're substituting. So now I'm going to graph these 3 points. Then I'm going to change colors. That's called a video enhancement when I change colors. Right now it's not enhanced. Okay, let's graph for 3 ordered pairs. 0 and 2. 1 and -1 means over 1 to the right and down 1 because it's negative. And over 1 to the left because that's negative, but up 5 because that's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dots. Straight edge. Line. Okay, we're going to do one more and we're going to get out of here. Okay? Let's do y equals 1/2 x minus 2. Why don't you go ahead and do that and then resume the video and let's see if our lines match up. Here's a hint for you though. I would use a strategy on x. I would pick even numbers. Pick even numbers. Why? Because half of any even number is going to give you a whole number, and we don't like dealing with fractions when we're graphing. Okay, go ahead and do that. My first choice is going to be 0. Why? Well, I always pick 0 first. I'm a man of mystery. Okay, 0 minus 2 equals -2, so my first ordered pair is 0, -2. 0, -2. Color-coded for your convenience. Next, I'm going to pick an even number, so I'm going to go 1/2 of 2 minus 2. What is half of 2? Right, 1. 1 minus 2 is -1, so my second ordered pair is 2, -1. 2, -1. It doesn't matter if you picked different numbers than me. We should still end up with the same line. That's the great thing about linear equations. And I'm going to pick another even number. Okay, what's half of 4? Right, 2. 2 minus 2? 0. Beautiful. So my ordered pair is 4, what I picked, and 0, what I got. What I picked, what I got. Going right there. Over 4. Always start the origin and start your counting from there. And we're going to wrap up this video with that beautiful red line. There we go. Okay, I hope you got a similar line, and that is how you'd use substitution to get ordered pairs to graph. Now I'm going to provide a link at the end of this video that'll take you to another video where I give you a quick and dirty tip. A quick and dirty tip for graphing without using substitution or ordered pairs. Shh, if you're interested in that, click on this link. Thanks for watching. See you later.